Is it a deal breaker if someone asks you out on a first date, but then they expect to split the bill with you?
I'd like to pull a power move on the first date. I offer to pay and see what they do.
If they were like, yeah, you can pay or we can split it, would you go on a second date?
No. No, I wouldn't.
So it's a test for you.
It's a test.
Sorry to break it to you fellas, but if you're about 40 or so or more, you at that age where you just gonna have to find you a 304, dust off, and let her try again, baby.
This is a sickness.
Because y'all trying to be picky, or you single as hell, getting close to that age where you're gonna need somebody to help you find your blood pressure pills.
Nope.
Stop trying to check off everything on your list. As long as you can get you some in-house cooch checked off, just settle for that and go and call it one, sir. You're running out of time.
No, ma'am. You're going to wait us out because all you have to offer is cooch, and some ran-through, used-up cooch at that.
What?
No, ma'am.
Got him! Got him!
We don't care, we just want providers. I know none of you care about what you're saying, and that's always been my main point. If you guys were to just admit that you don't care, there would never be an argument about this. If you were to sit here and say, I want a provider man because I just want all my things paid for, I want to mooch off a man for the rest of my life, I don't really want to have to work. Power to you. That's what you want. Fine. Instead, so many of you try to do these mental gymnastics being like, hey, this is how it should be. Men are supposed to do this. Men are supposed to do that. Some of y'all are out here trying to play us for fools just because if you really acknowledge the real reason that you want a provider man, you would realize that you're not as good of a person as you think you are. And a lot of you don't want to admit it because you would have to acknowledge that you're not as big of a feminist as you would like other people to believe you are.
That boy is good.
There's no argument in favor of the whole men are supposed to be providers ideology. That is a genuine, earnest argument. It's all smoke and mirrors, all manipulation. It's all tugging at these gender roles, trying to insult someone's manhood if they decide they don't want to do that. Also making classist insults even though you guys are the ones asking for money. I actually misspoke earlier when I said there's no earnest argument. There are earnest arguments for it. However, those ones are driven by misogyny. So either it's a crazy gaslight job or you genuinely do not think women are as good as men. I promise, when some of you become honest with yourselves, your lives are going to become so much better. Like I myself am a bad person, and that is okay. I will do anything to get ahead, and that is okay. My point is, all of your guys' talking points are completely transparent. I can see exactly what you're actually doing. That's why I've never broken a sweat when I'm making these arguments. I humor these arguments you make because I know none of them work. I know none of them have any legs to stand on. And people are like, oh, Bryce, how do you think of this stuff? Blah, blah, blah. It's common sense. And it's so sad to me that some people genuinely struggle to see what a lot of you are doing. It's like,
Yeah, ladies, just stop it. Stop it. Okay? If you just be honest, you can find yourself a simp who's willing to choose up with you. But if you lie about it, nobody likes to feel played. Come on now. Smarten up.
Men are so superficial.
Would you date a guy that's shorter than you?
Absolutely not. I'd at least 6'2".
At least 6'2".
Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'5".
5'5".
Yeah.
So 6'2".
Well, it's 5'6", 5'5".
6'2" bare minimum.
Yeah, I just like tall dudes.
What's wrong with women with kids?
What's wrong with little Jimmy with freckles and the glasses?
He's not my type.
Not my type?
Pow. Yo, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, you got a point.
But he got a point, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so how about this? How about if you met a woman, right, and she doesn't tell you off rip that she got kids? She's a vibe. No, but that's not something that came up in conversation. It's not something that came up in conversation.
Okay. So how soon should she tell you that she has kids?
Well, that's up to you guys.
If you want
not up to me. I don't know.
Hey, you're gonna be real mad and real sad if you don't tell me something that important on the first date, and we could be vibing 3 months.
So what is a female supposed to do? Hey, just so you know, we're feeling each other, we're having a good time, but just so you know, I have a kid.
Because now you're giving, because now here's the thing. We can continue to have a good night. I'm not going to disrespect you. But from that point forward, we're going to be friends. And we're going to still have good times.
Kids, though?
Bro, all you got to offer is fucking your son's fruit gushers that you bought with your EBT stamps. Like,
but that's not true. There's a lot of women out there that are single moms, and they really like go hard for their kids and for their own. You know what I mean? Like, they really sit here, they go to work 9 to 5, they go home, they go to their kids, cook, put them in bed and shit.
All I see is kids.
So what? What's wrong with that?
I'm out of here.
You don't like kids? No?
I love kids.
So
if they were mine.
So you want a woman that has no kids, correct? Why?
Why not?
I want to speak to the women out there. Okay? Now look, you tell me if you think this is fair. I'm 40 years old. I married this woman when I was 33. After only knowing her 7 months, and now I ain't getting no.
Whoa, hold on. Only 7 months, my guy. Only 7 months.
Beta.
None of that. But she didn't have nothing. Me, I had a $1.5 million house in Hoover, Alabama. Me, I had the Mercedes in the driveway. I went to law school. I was the one up studying all them late nights. Didn't even know who this woman was back then, right? Now, you mean to tell me it took me 40 years to make all this, and this person who I've only known for 7 years, won't have of everything it took me 40 years to make? Now, I want to ask all the women, do you think that's fair?
Now, obviously, bro, you know the ladies are going to say that it's fair. It's a stupid question to ask the ladies, man. But then again, your mindset, right? Especially after walking into the situation the way that you did with the woman who had nothing to lose, gives me the impression that you are a, yes, sir, that's right. I feel bad for you, but I can't feel bad for you.
Do you think that is fair? Think of me as if I was your daddy or if I was your brother. And you saw me studying all them nights.
I wouldn't let you do it.
That was me at Emory all them nights studying. I didn't even know this woman. Now she won't half of what it took me 40 years to make.
Should have thought about that, homie.
Well, I'll tell you.
She must have been fine. She must have been bad.
Divorce sure ain't fair. I did everything the Bible tell you.
I'm a man who believes in a higher power of my darn self, but y'all playing by two different rule books, homie. You might want to figure out what book she's playing by so that way you can kind of be on the same page. Modern problems call for
modern solutions.
So I want a train ran on me. But I don't think the logistics will work because I am a one and done ass.
Lady, you need to take that to Twitter.
Yo, she not lying because have you guys been over there lately? It's become a wild place.
You are 21.
Yeah.
You should not be expecting the average 21-year-old boy
To give you money.
to be taking you to Diamond Walk and giving you money.
True.
Like, that's unrealistic. Come on.
You're at
know?
noodle stage.
Yeah, if he's buying you a stock sweets, be happy. This
day.
boy loves you. True. Is he treating you with respect? True. That's what you expect at that age.
Yeah.
But the older you get, the more you can expect, right? So my first few relationships, especially my long-term one when I was in my 20s, homeboy didn't have a lot of money. He had student debt.
I got you.
He studied to be a chartered accountant. He was doing articles. People, when they do articles, they're broke.
Yeah.
I was broke too. But we never split the bill. We lived according to his means.
Right. Never split in the bill.
There was a point where we were eating Bull Brandon pilchards, but you know what? I was happy to be cooking it because he was taking care of me.
She got with a dude who had potential, who was heading somewhere. And she said she never had to split a bill because she was willing to live at his means.
We lived according to his means.
Right there. Let that sink in, young ladies. If you want protection and provision, right, you got to be willing to live at a man's means. You can't always want to wait until the guy gets to the finish line and then want to show up. Because by the time you do that, then the qualifications are going to be much higher. She was dropping some solid game.